Hello my friends, Stevie B here. Today I want to show you some really interesting libraries that I've been messing around with these last couple of months, and one of them is a freebie which I highly recommend getting your hands on. Today we are taking a look at some fabulous products from Westwood Instruments. These guys were nice enough to send me a few of their premium libraries. To be honest, I'd never heard of Westwood Instruments before they got in touch with me, and I'm so glad that they did. I'm honestly really impressed with what I've heard so far, and I'm long overdue to give them a big shout out here on YouTube. One of the libraries that they just released is called Lost Synth, and we are going to put that one to the test alongside the electric home piano and the alt piano, of which there is a completely free light version. You can go grab that for yourself right now from their website. And let me tell you, this alt piano library is a real gem. It's been getting a ton of use over here. And you know, there's so many free piano libraries out there at this point. I've got a lot of them. And I gotta say that this one is perhaps one of the most useful and beautiful sounding pianos in my arsenal at the moment. I'm gonna throw something together real quick using these libraries from Westwood, and by the end of the video, we're gonna have something that sounds like this. So let's load up an instance of the alt piano here to get started. I'm using the full version here, which has a larger selection of mic positions and texture layers. And right out of the box, the default settings sound like this, which is cool. But if we scroll down on this interface, you can see that I have the option here on this felt slider to blend in the felt. So halfway sounds like this, 100% felt. Yeah. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do to speed things up for this video is I'm going to import one of my chord progressions from one of my MIDI packs on productionmusictools.com. I'm going to grab something from the Vintage Keys MIDI and sample pack. Let's just try this one. This one's called Laughter. Got our tempo set at 85, and it sounds something like this. Beautiful. So I can work with that. So let's take a quick peek at the alt piano's effects. Since this is going to be a lo-fi track, it might be cool to blend in just a bit of noise, something around there. Just a bit of hiss in the background. Sounds nice. You can also mess with the width. Might spread this out. And I might just try to extract a bit of air using this EQ. Let's push the highs up and see what that does. So that really brings out some of the mechanical and felt sound from the piano. I'm not going to mess with it too much here, but there's all sorts of other things we can do. Like we can detune the piano, which might be kind of cool. I don't think I need to do that for this track. There's also a bunch of handy delay settings, which are nice, but I'm going to leave it as is. So I'm going to throw down a simple beat and just get the groove locked in. And I'm also going to throw in some hi-hats. Okay, so this beat's quantized right now, but I'm going to add some swing to it. So we're off to a good start here, but I want to switch gears and show you how easily I can texturize the chord progression using the electric home piano and the Lost Synth. So here's what it looks like, a similar interface to the alt piano. Default setting right out of the box sounds like this. I love the amount of key click that they've captured here. Super tasty. And similar to the alt piano, you've got all of these texture patches. Just to show you what a few of these sound like. This one's called Wonder. All kinds of interesting vibes we can extract from this, and same functionality on the back end with the effects. I personally love the way the soft electric piano patch sounds. Let's maybe just throw a bit of vintage delay on this patch. Oh, that's gonna be tasty. Something like that. So electric home piano and alt piano complementing each other beautifully here. Check this out. And before we go any further here, gonna throw a quick bass line down. Let's see what we can do. All right, nice. So I'm gonna duplicate this electric home piano in Logic and copy paste this little groove we just put down. But let's see if we could add some further texturization. We'll use one of these texture patches. I particularly like this Joanna preset, which sounds like this. On the back end, I'm really spreading it out with the width knob, and I pushed up the reverb a bit too. So the soft patch on its own sounds like this. And with the Joanna in the mix, almost has like a pad quality to it. So there's still a lot of work to be done with the texturizing. Let's check out some of the patches from the Lost Synth and carve out some melody. So having spent some time going through some of the presets on the Lost Synth, I got lost just going through all of them, and there's so many, it's amazing. I really like a lot of the patches that are in this blends folder. This one's called All I Can See Is Ice. Beautifully cinematic, I love it. So let's add a bit of melody to this mix. Here we go. Gonna copy that out. By the way, there's a great melodic patch in the electric home piano instrument as well that we could use to texturize this melody using the EFOC texture patch. Copy that melody in. Sounds like this. Nice. Let's try something else from Lost Synth. Let's grab another patch from the blends folder. This one's called I Can See the Way. And by the way, you can really go down the rabbit hole on the back end of the Lost Synth. There's a ton of tweaking we can do with the processing. You have the standard ADSR knobs here. You got some control over the filter. You have this crazy memories interface here, which is kind of like this trippy delay that you can add to everything. So this patch on its own, it sounds kind of like this. And if we mess with the memories here on the back end, let's say, let's try temporal visions. Turn this on. So cool. We also got a lot of control over the type of reverb that we're using, type of ambience. We could add some city ambience into it here. Let's turn this up a bit. Or maybe let's try some ocean. Or we could try some vinyl noise. Yeah. I'll leave a little bit of vinyl noise in the mix, why not? So coming back to the main interface, I also want to show you that you could add a lot of movement into the patch too, which is awesome. I love this feature. So let's select mood here and just listening to what Muse sounds like. We have another one here called Temper. More on the aggressive side. This one's called Awe. Kind of trippy and ambient. So I'll stick with the Muse setting for mood. I'll bring the level down to about 75%. And let's add some reverb on the back end too. I'll use the Mountain Drive reverb, which has a really nice long tail. And let's quickly record something using this patch on the back end of this chord progression. Here we go. So as you can see, we can really go down the rabbit hole with Lost Synth. I'd love to do an entire video just exploring all the presets, but I want to keep the ball rolling with this lo-fi loop and throw a few extra sprinkles in. So I pressed pause, did a bit of processing, added a few more tasty layers. Let me show you what I did. So first of all, I bounced the kick to audio, then I grouped all of these melodic layers, sidechained them to the kick, also added some tasty vocal shots. These are going through a bit of reverb. Those are also being sidechained to the kick. Added a few percussive layers to flesh out the drums. Everything's going through a bit of bus compression, and we got it sounding like this. Writing upbeat, positive lo-fi is my specialty. It's what makes up a big chunk of my licensing material. If you want to know more about how to write, mix, and master quality lo-fi hip-hop for music libraries like Motion Array and Artlist, I have a course on this very subject. You can find that course and dozens more genre-based courses on the Production Music Academy platform. This is a worldwide community with hundreds of like-minded composers that you can network with. You can get feedback on your work, and you can even get started with the free Intro to Music Licensing course today. Start your music licensing journey right now. There's no better time to get into it. All those links are below in the description, and you can hit me up in the comments or over email if you have any questions. So a big thank you to Westwood Instruments for hooking me up with some of your libraries. I really appreciate it. Guys, go check out their website. There are quite a few other instruments worth taking a look at, especially some of the string libraries they have. The demos for these really blew my mind. Just amazing stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish up this track. Thanks for watching. Sending tons of love out to all of you. See you next time. Peace.